you're joining me for the second Making Waves virtual class. We've got half an hour of movement, activity that hopefully is going to get you a bit sweaty. You're going to have some fun with me, Kaitlyn. It's Monday. We've been maybe sitting around all day, but it's ready to start moving our bodies. It's 5 p.m. and we're going to do this together. If you were here last week, a massive thank you. I've been asked to do a little shout out for all my nieces and nephews back home that have been doing this, and anybody else who's also been joining in on our classes. Thank you so much. Remember to send us any footage that you've been joining in with phrases or creative time. Please do send us some videos of yourself with media consent and we'll be sure to share them. Secondly, make sure you're wearing some clothes that you can move in again. Make sure that you've got some drink with you. I've got my water over there. We're going to get hot, so make sure you're drinking plenty. And I just want to say as well again, the music we're using today, Exim do not own. We do not intend any copyright by using it, so please be aware by that. Also, I will still try and name any songs that are attached to phrases so that you can still practice at home. But if not, enjoy. Let's get straight to it. Okay, so I've just put a bit of a funky song on. We're just going to start the same as last week, giving the body a little bit of a roll. So starting with the wrists. We're going to do quite a lot on the hands today, so make sure that you have really warmed them up, bringing the hands together, circling one way and circling the other way. Good. Going to flick the fingers out, keeping the wrists straight as you do so, just really trying to warm them up. I've got a little bit of a sore wrist, so it's for me really. Good, going back to our circles, bringing that into our elbows, not forgetting to breathe as we do so as well, circling the other way, confusing the brain. Good, bringing it into the shoulders. Good, keep wiggling through the body, bringing that into the head, into the upper chest, into the upper back. Breathing the whole time. And reverse. Good. Bring the shoulders up by the ears. And dropping them, have a little bounce in the knees. Again. And drop. One last time. Good, just going to warm the hips up a little bit. I'm going to be bringing my foot forward, open to the side and down, trying to balance on one foot as I do so. I'm then going to reverse that other way, trying to really scoop the leg in. Last one. Good, swapping sides, so bringing the knee forward, out, back. Doing anything crazy with the arms to help you balance. Reversing. Trying not to fall. If you do need to hold on to the side, please do. Good, giving that a bit of a shake out. Nice, okay, I'm just going to pause the song. We're just going to learn a little bit of a jumping phrase. So please be aware that there's nothing on the floor to trip you up. You might have neighbours below you, you might be doing this in your bedroom, and you've got family downstairs, so please be wary of that, okay? We need to make sure that the whole time we're bending our knees, coming all the way through our feet and back down again, bending our knees on the return, okay? You know who you are. If you have a tendency to jump with straight legs, make sure that you're not. We don't want any injuries doing this, so please make sure we are using our correct technique when we're jumping. It's super small, so it goes like this. In between every jumping sequence, we're going to have 4 bends of the knees, so we start with 4 of those. We're in parallel position when we first begin. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got 8 jumps in parallel, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what happens? 4 bends of the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight away we're going to jump out into our second position, so out. Then we've got 8 here, so that's going to count as your 1, so 7 more. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the last one, back to our parallel position again. In between, like I said before, we've got 4 more. Bend to the knees, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last, it's not last, it's penultimate. We've got 8 jumping jacks, so coming out and in, out and in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. I think that's 8. Again, 4 bends of the knees in between. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to have some turns whilst we jump. So we're going to do half turns. We're going to do 4 of them. First one to the back. 1, round again, 2, then the other way. 3, 4. Okay? Hope that makes sense. We're going to do all of that twice through. Okay? It's quite short, so I'll make sure I call out what's going to happen next. We've got a little bit of a beaty song, so it should help you too. Let's do this. Okay, remembering that we've got our bent knees in between every one. We start with 4 bending of the knees, 8 in parallel, 4 bending of the knees, 8 in second, 4 bending of the knees, 8 jumping jacks, 4 bending of the knees, turns. Are you ready? 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, parallel. Bend. Second. 6, 7, and bend. 4, jumping jacks. 4, 5, 6, 7, bend. Turn. 4. Good. Have you did that with me? Second time. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallel. And bend. Second. Bend. Jumping jacks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bend. Turn. Have you did that with me? Good. I hope that was a little bit of a brain teaser for you on a Monday, and you're a little bit out of breath like me. Grab a quick drink. We're going to keep warming up. We're going to do a bit more strength base, similar to last week, but we're only going to do it once because we just did our wonderful jumping sequence then as well. So we're going to start again. We're going to do 30 seconds of each, but there's only 4 of them, okay? We're going to do this together like we did last week. Keep listening to me. I'm going to keep cheering you on. It's just as much for myself as it is for you, so do it with me, please. First things first, I'm going to do on a diagonal so you can hopefully see. We're going to come down to our plank position again. As I said last week, no funkiness. Yeah, just a beautiful straight line. You can be on your arms or you can be on your elbows as long as nothing funky is happening. So 30 seconds plank. We're then going to lower, roll over onto our back. We've got the same bridge that we had last week. Back of hands facing down so we're not pushing into them. We're going to come up 1, 30 seconds. We're going to sit up. Hands are going to come. My fingers are facing the same way that my toes are. Okay, so make sure we're not doing anything funky with our hands. If this hurts, please adapt or do smaller versions of it. You can also do this on a chair so that it's not as difficult, okay? So hands are behind. We're lifting up into our tabletop position. These are called tricep dips. So I'm bending my elbows backwards. I'm making sure they're not flying out, but they're coming straight back, and I'm pushing up again, okay? As many as those that you can do for 30 seconds, okay? We're going to come forward into a plank position again, but this time we're going to do mountain climbers, okay? So we're in a plank, one leg comes into the chest, the knee comes in. As it goes back, you swap it with the other leg, okay? So you're running on your hands. 30 seconds of mountain climbers again, okay? If you need that repeated, please do rewind anything I say during this session so that you can catch it again and then come back and do it with me. Let's put some funky music on again and do it. I'm going to choose this song courtesy of Lucas, who was my Waking Waves ambassador with me last term. Thank you, Lucas. I love this song.
I love London.
Ready? Come into our plank position. 30 seconds. 10 down. Keep going. Halfway. Keep pushing. Straight line. Strong shoulders.
I love London.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto our back. 3. Back to hand. Keep going. Good. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, tricep dips coming up. Go. Keep going. Keep going. Five, 4, 3, mountain climbers. Ready? 10 seconds. Keep going. Keep pushing. Last one. Halfway there. Keep going.
I love London.
10 seconds. Keep pushing. Last couple of seconds. Good. Wow. That was pushing through. I didn't give you a gap then either. So well done for that. I'm really sweating now. Let's grab a drink. Let's come back for a little phrase. So hopefully you're a bit warmer after that. I definitely am. I'm definitely worked up a sweat now and I think I'm ready to move on to the phrase. So hopefully you are too. Just to reiterate, this is going to be the same phrase as last week with a new bit added on to the end. If you weren't here last week, don't worry. I'm going to go over the start of it again and then we'll do the end together. For anyone who knows it, this is also worth recapping, so make sure you don't skip ahead. Let's do it all together. At first, I'm going to be mirroring you, so just follow the side to which I'm going. This would be your right hand side and this would be your left. And then again, as we did last week, I'm going to face the other way and we're going to do it together for those that prefer following rather than mirroring. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to move back a little bit. Again, this phrase is to Old Friend by Elderbrook. Just to reiterate from last week, Exim do not own that song. Just make sure you know who in case you want to practice at home. So we're starting our parallel position. We're going to step out and reach out with the same side of the body, the right hand side, all the way really low to the right hand side, big scoop up. We draw the feet back to parallel as I drop down through my left hand side in my plie as much as I can. From here, I'm going to drop my arms, my shoulders are going to roll, and as they do that, I'm going to shoot out into a big lunge. Okay, my right leg is forward and my left leg is back. I'm super grounded and strong here as well. Okay, from here, we're going to circle the arms up and over, turning onto my back leg as I do so. From here, your left arm is going to lead first, so your open side of your body. Big straight arms, and the right one follows over. Okay, let's do that from the beginning again. So we start, In our parallel position, we scoop out to the right, drop down to the left, roll the shoulders, lunge, circle the arms, big turn. Good, back to our parallel position. From here, I'm going to throw my arms up in the air. I'm jumping in my parallel position. I'm just stepping forwards a bit, bang into my tree. I'm jumping in my parallel position and I'm going to land on my right leg. Okay, so we go up, land, sinking all the way down. Okay, one foot is tucked underneath, my foot is flat underneath my bum, just like this. To my left and my right is up. Okay, so from here, again, there are a few alterations for the next move. So we can drop onto our left hand side. Okay, I'm going to place my left shoulder down, the back of my hand onto the floor. And as I do that, my right hand comes in front of the face. I swing my top leg forward and I push into my feet to lift my pelvis. Okay, I'm going to say it again, there should be nothing in your head. It should not hurt at all, especially if we're on a soft floor. Just to recap, let's go back and then I'll tell some alterations. We drop onto our left hand side. I sink down, back of my hand, onto my shoulder, right hand in front of the face, swing my leg, push into my feet, and I drop back into my fourth position. Okay, if that is uncomfortable for you for any reason, you can sink down onto your side, coming down, back of hand still, and I'm going to swing my leg. However, I'm not going to push my pelvis upwards. That's option 2. Option 3, if you don't want to put the shoulder onto the floor, we're still going to sink down onto our side. We're going to swipe the arm and the top leg forward still, and then we come back into our fourth position still. Every time, coming back to our fourth, here. Next move, and then we'll recap from the start. The hands are going to circle out in front of the body and the legs are going to change in our fourth position. So I come up onto my knees, switch my feet and sink back down. Okay, hands are going to keep feeding over to the right hand side of the body. They connect with the floor. My upper body is going towards the floor. My feet are picking up. I circle them over and I come back to a fourth again. Let's recap that from the start all together. That was quite a lot. So we start in our parallel position. What's our first move? I'm going to let you tell me. Yes, I'm going to pretend you all did it because I can't hear you. Yes, you all got it right. We scoop out to the right hand side. We drop down to the left, roll the shoulders, lunge, circle the arms left, then right. Big jump, landing on the right leg, sinking down. Good. Onto the left hand side, hand, push the pelvis, or any alteration you want to do. Fourth position, changing the legs, hands come down, chest, fourth, last move. The knees are going to keep turning. I'm going to wrap my left leg around my right. I'm pushing into my left hand as I then shoot my left leg out. I'm going to land onto my shins, bum on my feet again, and our two backs should be together. Okay? Hopefully that was all good. Let's recap that one more time, and then we're going to add on a little motif at the end from another section of our Making Waves piece. So let's stand up, parallel position, recap the whole thing. We go out to the right, 5, 6, 7, and scoop, drop, shoot, turn, jump, left side, pelvis, fourth, change, roll, here, wrap, shoot, good. So, from here, I'm going to place my right hand down beside me, and I'm going to drop onto my right hand side, as I've done earlier, and I'm going to scoop my left leg back, okay? I'm sitting up nice and tall, and again, there's a lot of fourth in this piece. I'm in my fourth position, okay? From here, we've got a little bit of a motif in the dance that floor section do, okay? So floor section would know it, half of the group stay up and half of the group stay down, so there's a juxtaposition within the piece. I'm sure you'll see it when you come to watch Making Waves when we're back. However, for now we're going to learn it together. So, I'm just going to double check which arm I'm doing. So left hand is going to come behind, right hand is going to reach up nice and straight, comes in front. I'm extending through the upper chest and I'm bending back into my arm. 1, 2, here I'm dropping down. The arm trails in front of the body so we have a nice twist. I flick my hands up to the front and they come and rest onto my knees. Let's recap that much again. So, rewinding right from where we left it last week, we jump onto our knees. We're going to drop onto our right hand side, step my left foot behind me. Good, I'm going to move back so you can see me a little bit, however you don't have to do that. The left hand is going to come behind, right hand reaches up, we come back, down, trail, shoot, wait. 2 more moves left. We're going to look down, and as we do that, the hands are going to clap above the head. As they open, we're going to look upwards, opening the upper chest and slowly floating the hands down. Okay? We're going to repeat those last 5 moves twice because it is a motif and they do it a couple of times as well in the piece. It's quite nice to finish with. So, to recap, this is the second time we would be doing it. Left hand reaches behind, right straight up in front, sinking down, trail the hands, twist, throw, wait, clap, open, open, open. Good, that is the end. Let's do it with music. Just going to get it up. Again, if you need to rewind, go over anything I've just said, please do go back in the video as many times as you need to, or fast forward me if you're sick of me talking too much. Let's do it with music. I'm going to do it facing you, and then I'm going to change and do it the same way as you as well. Okay, let's go. I'll count you in.
Oh, you're just the same as I used to know.
5, 6, 7, go! Scoop.
Come and go, 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 just like before, oh, I should have known. Oh, you're just the same as I used to know. Always playing games in the strangest ways. You come and go, 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 just like before, oh, I should have known. I should have known.
Second time.
I'm just walking down my road.
Good. Resetting. We're going to do the same way as you. This is your right, okay? 5, 6, 7, go! Scoop. Good. Down onto the side. Nice. Second time. Good. Nice. Coming back up. Good. Hopefully you caught all of that. If you want to do it again, please rewind and do it with me with the music. Let's move on to the creative task. Okay, so if you were here last week, you'll know why I'm holding a flower. We set a creative task together to move with an object from our home that we knew was going to be safe to move with. I've got one of my hair stuck in mine. That we knew was going to be safe to move with, and to create a solo dancing with the object. Now that was the key thing, to dance with it for the moment. Okay, so this next part, I'm going to show you what I came up with my flower. I can only imagine the amazing props that you guys have been having at home. So if you have made a solo, please send it in to us, okay? Contact us, any social media, as long as you've got media consent, and we'll share it for you as well. Or you can send it in and I can share it as part of our next video as well. So do make sure you're sharing what you do. Let's move on. Please do your solo at the same time that I'm doing mine, so I'm not alone. Let's see what we came up with. Okay, here we go. In your own time. Finishing up where we are if you're not finished already. Lovely. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing with me what you've done. Let's move on to our next part of the task. So we now have our solo with our object. I'm going to put mine down so I don't keep fiddling with it. We've got our solo with our object now. The second part of our task is to keep that solo with your object and then to repeat your solo but without your object in it. The point of this is to see how it changes your movement. What does your solo become without it? Is there more meaning there, less meaning there? Okay, I won't give too much away. It's just to explore what it feels like, and if without your object it feels like you need to change any of your moves, you have freedom to do so as well. Okay, again, you've got a whole other week to do this, so please do send in any progress that you make throughout this process, and we'll get to see how amazing each other are as well. Okay, last part of the session is a cool down. Okay, so I'm going to put some calmer music on now, and we're going to lower the heart rate, stretch the body out a little bit so we don't ache too much tomorrow. Again, I'm going to speak through what we're doing, so just follow me. We're going to be taking it nice and slow, and we'll do this together. Good, finding a comfortable position with space around you. Breathing in, lifting the shoulders, breathing out, drop with a bend in the knee. Again. Last time. Reaching the hands to the side. Stretching up. Dropping one hand down. Don't forget to breathe. Joining the hands. Dropping the other side. Hands going to come to the side. We're going to arch the back, up curve the back. Hugging that body, bending the knees. We're going to have a nice little twist. Good. Keep going. Dropping everything out. Reaching up one more time. This time we're going to dive through, tucking the chin, folding over. Nodding the head, shaking it out, dropping the arms. Bending the knees, rolling up. One more time, reaching up. This time, we're going to dive through, folding over, bending the knees, walk out to a plank, lowering down, pushing up, shoulders down, away from the ears. If this is painful, come to the elbows. Good, tucking the toes, pushing back into our downward dog, bend the knees. Good. Straighten the legs. Having any wiggles you need to. Good. Lowering the knees. Coming up. Make sure 2 sits bones on the floor, no straight spine. Folding over and then relaxing over the top.
My heart is wide. We race out on the
Don't forget to breathe.
night.
Good. Bring your feet together. Knees towards the floor, sitting up nice and straight. And we're going to fold over the top with a straight spine. And then curving over.
My feet all alive. And I'm racing out on the desert plains all night.
Coming back up. Straightening one leg, keeping one bend. Reaching up. Folding forwards. Flex foot if you can. Swapping legs. Nice and straight. Folding forwards. Good. Coming up. You've got 2 options here. Thigh stretch. You can either touch foot underneath.
Is a burning.
Walk the hands back until you can feel a stretch along your thigh. That might mean that you can lie down. Stay there. If that is uncomfortable, you can stand up, do the same leg. Nice lunge. Dropping the knees so you've got 2 right angles. And then tucking your pelvis underneath so you're scooping underneath. Dropping that knee towards the floor and you can feel the same stretch. Okay? Other side, so either up or down. Tuck one foot or standing up, swapping your lunge.
Kill you with my bare hands if I was free.
Good. Coming back up. Let's find our cross leg position. Flat on the floor. Untucked feet. Straight spine. We're going to fold all the way forwards. Walking the hands out. Swap the feet. Remember, keep a straight spine as you do this. Long front of the body. Good. Walking back up. And just taking a minute to close your eyes. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Opening the eyes when you're ready. Thanking yourselves for everything that you've just achieved with me today. A big thank you from me for moving with me and joining me again. Be patient with yourself. This is a crazy time for everyone. Again, this is only the 2nd week in. We can do this and we can do this together. So be kind, be grateful for everything that you've achieved and keep going. That's the most important thing. Keep motivated as best you can and keep persevering and we'll get there together. Thank you so much. Again, I hope to see you next week. Hopefully you enjoyed that with me today. If you did, please like, share. Again, said it a million times now. Share with us anything that you have created or any phrases that you've been following along with media consent. We'll share. Thank you so much and I'll see you next week.